Well, hello. I just went and got Starbucks coffee. Literally brewed coffee. I used to work for them, so no hate, alright? But like, the only reason I did it is because we're out. I'm not doing it again. I should have walked 10 extra minutes and gotten a new bag of beans. But what can you do? It's a little weird to be sitting talking to a camera right now because this is something that I've thought about doing for a long time, but I've never actually really done it. Today is Thursday, and I've had like one of the worst weeks in a long time. And I hesitate to even say that because everything in my life is beautiful. This channel's pretty fresh. I don't even know when I'm putting this up, if I'm putting this up. But as far as you guys know now, with 2 videos live, I'm a bullet journaler and I moved to Toronto. My life from the outside is beautiful. I spent the last year starting a business, getting married, preparing to get married, having the most beautiful wedding, going on a honeymoon, and then moving across the country with my brand new husband, which was my dream. Like, I've always wanted to just never be in one place for too long and have that sort of mysterious aura where, you know, you just got married and now you're just off doing your own thing in like a new place. And I've actually had friends be like, your life is perfect. I wish that I had your life, or, you know, and they're probably being sort of dramatic and sort of funny, but it's just not accurate. I do have to say before I go any farther that I am so grateful for my life. There is not a day that goes by that I don't look at Shelby and think he's the best decision I ever made, and think about how lucky I am to be married to him. He's such a sweet man. There isn't a day that I don't look out my windows at this massive city and go, how did I get here? Small town Alberta, like, you know, to this big city, and that I don't feel grateful to be able to afford to live here and, you know, doing all the things, whatever. These past few days have been really hard mentally for me, and actually these past few years have been really hard mentally for me. My husband just wants to play games on Game Pigeon all the time. He always chooses 8-ball because he's way better at it than I am. Not today, honey. Beat his ass after this. In the game, alright? Come on. I guess what I came on here to say, I didn't really think it through beforehand, which is why I'm kind of just like fumbling around. But the reason that I sat down is because I want this channel to be an open diary, and I just have never really been that open with anybody. And I think that that's actually part of what's gotten me to where I am at this point in time. This stage in my life is I have largely bought into wanting to look a certain way. Yeah, we could go back and talk about my childhood and how I've just always felt weird and different and whatever. But I think that that's a gift. I think it's beautiful. I think my uniqueness is awesome. I just don't believe that other people think that. My driving force for most things in life is connection, genuine human connection and friendship, and I've had some of that in my life that has been absolutely amazing, but usually it's not in the same city that I'm living in my day-to-day. Like, and I've always told myself internally, like, I have a list of reasons as to why that is, and all of them have to do with ways that I'm not enough. And so this week I just bought into it. I let myself believe it more intensely, I guess, than I ever really have. And so I've spent days, it's Thursday, since Monday literally I've pretty much been in bed. There's been some outstanding circumstances, like I have a couple physical injuries, so I haven't been going to the gym, and it's just been a shit show. It's snowing those big flakes out right now behind the camera. Well, to the side. I've got windows everywhere, and it's so beautiful. It's overcast and it's dreary, but it's beautiful in its own way, you know. It's peaceful. I used to be on YouTube for like over a year and a half. I consistently made 1 or 2, maybe even 3 videos a week. I can't even remember. Consistently uploaded, and I had a lot of fun. But they were all like beauty videos, and basically just what started out as something fun turned into the kind of content that I thought you needed to create to like get big on YouTube. I didn't even want to get big. I don't even know what that was. I just wanted someone to watch so that there was like a little bit of interaction, I guess. Because that's what this is for, right? Like, nobody films a video just to put it out into the abyss. You want people to comment, and you want to be able to comment back and hopefully make some friends, or like, I don't know, just connect over a common goal. Like, that's the reason we're here, right? A common interest or whatever. And so I did that for a long time, and pretty much no one cared except for my little sister, who used to like stream my makeup tutorials in the kitchen of my parents' house on the big iMac when guests came over, which is cool. I quit after a while because I realized like I wasn't making the kind of videos I wanted to make, but I didn't know what I wanted to make. And I guess now I'm back here because, first of all, I just love talking, and I love making videos. I love editing. Like, it's just something that I really fell in love with that started a career for me. LOL, career. Yeah, more on that later. I feel like I've grown so much as a person in the last couple years, and I know a little bit more about like what kind of videos I'd like to make, which is why you're here, which is why I'm here. What am I supposed to say here? Am I just too light for my own good? Gosh, who even cares? So I want this channel to be actual me, and actual me isn't a beauty guru in the slightest. I hardly ever wear makeup. I pretty much look like this most of the time, and so I'd rather just be like coming on here as myself. I like organizing and bullet journaling, and I am really interested in health and fitness and holistic living. I've dealt with a lot of mental health issues in the last couple years. Well, for many years before I was able to identify it as that. And I'm one of the strongest, most positive people I know. And so I want to talk about that because, I don't know, I feel like there's a stigma around mental health of that everyone who struggles with it is a certain type of person, and it's just not true. And I really value family, and I want to talk about family life. Right now it's just me and my husband, but it won't always be, and I want to share that, you know? That's why I'm here, and that's why I showed up here with my bullet journaling video a couple weeks ago. But I realized that in order to actually be those things, I have to sit down and talk about those things, and that's not easy. It's vulnerable, especially when no one's watching. I have 4 subscribers, and that's fine, that's good. I want to be the kind of person who will sit here and talk about this no matter how many subscribers she has. No matter if no one ever subscribes. You know, the only person that sees this is my family. It's fine. So I guess pretty soon I'm going to start a series about my health journey. And when I say health, I mean holistic health. WHOLISTIC. Whole. Body, soul, spirit, mind, all of it. Right, so back to the point at hand. This week was hella rough. I literally was overcome with depressive feelings. I don't identify with or agree with depression over my life. I don't think it's fair for me to say I struggle with depression, because I don't. And that's not a knock at someone who does. I literally say that because I don't want to add to any noise of people misdiagnosing themselves. I struggle with occasional feelings of hopelessness, overwhelm, a lot of self-hatred, a lot of self-doubt, and just feelings of sadness when I'm disconnected from myself and from others. I say that it's not depression because I'm completely aware at any point in time that I have the power to pull myself out of it. And I don't know a lot about depression, but I do know that chemical imbalances in your brain are a real thing, and they're not always something that you can just fight or overcome without external help. And these things that I come up against aren't that. They are very much like overwhelming and intense, but I am cognitively aware at all times that I can do something to get rid of it. And that it's not me, that it's like an external situation that comes kind of onto me or shows up in my inner world, in my mental like being, that I can choose to be like F off at any time. And most of the time I do, but sometimes I don't. And this week was one of the weeks where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit in this. I do think that it's healthy to fully experience your pain, to fully like allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. I think too often we numb and we try and shut things down or get away from negative feelings, and I think it's okay every now and again to be like, I'm just gonna sit here and be sad, and I'm gonna try and follow the trail of the sadness to figure out where it came from, who it belongs to, and who I can send it back to when I'm done with it. That was just my week. A lot of it stems from purpose and self-image. Those are the two things that get me down often. Self-image is something I've struggled with as long as I can remember, and purpose, maybe about half that time. So anyways, I don't know why I sat down here, to be honest. I guess I just realized that if this is what I want this channel to be, then I actually have to talk about it, so here I am. I guess maybe here's a little intro to it. Should we play some 8-ball? Should I humor him? Sink anything? I'm the worst at virtual pool. I'm pretty good at real pool. If you made it to the end of this video, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to stick around for the journey, I guess you could hit that old subscribe button. No pressure. I'm not one of those, at least not yet. I promise I'll be back at a later date with a more cheery disposition, because that is a little bit more me, how I am normally. I'm very happy person. I'm gonna go drink the rest of this BS coffee. I'm sorry. Starbucks used to be my first love until I actually started to know about coffee. I should have pushed farther. Okay, regrets. All right, we'll see you later.